say good morning. Please ask Prophet. He predicted a win for the NPP in 2012, but it didn't materialize. What happened?
In Zama PAC.
Okay.
2012, Meshan Kompi.
Okay.
Na Meshan Kom Yame catch me there. Oye Atameus Obu. Inteko YouTuber video no or the war.
That's before 2012 elections.
Inti Moshe Manyameke no mamu ni there.
Okay.
Election no Atameus onyono no. Nesa Atameus onyono no was a one no bo.
Okay.
No need obey. Oye what do you call my your friend there Nana Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
So that one was a misinterpretation. Because it was a continuation of the vision I saw concern Atameus' death.
Okay.
And Michelle Nkomno on 2 weeks before Atameus away. It's Atameus Ubowuza, the one and all, and I felt Akufo-Addo.
You felt?
So nipe being no oboko competition. That's a crew one and obo.
So on the normal human sense there, nipa on the call ya obey the pan and the bone. But then your prophecy say NPP never win. That be
my mention there. Say Abana Yeroton or ye between Atameus na Akufo-Addo. Into motion as in the day. Na me with the niwa oniwo. Next no wa one na order esho baba. Ma we na me with baba.
We ni penny so anas we yichire.
We yichire. So I said on the I forgotten the date. Mamu yanyi there Atameus na Akufo-Addo. Na Atameus wewu.
Okay.
Na Atameus no nya Akufo-Addo no nya kwa contest.
Okay.
Na Atameus wewu a one na Akufo-Addo. Interpreted there Atameus knew that Akufo-Addo no be, and I missed with the interpretation.
You missed the interpretation.
You see,
so to be both for charity, Nyamian cano explicit and show say Akufo-Addo be win 2012. But because now we say before 2012 elections, the late Johnny Vance Atameus any huntino. Then in your human sense, said
not my human sense. I interpreted in there. Sanipe being a work da. Nessa akunu oniwo. Nessa akunu wewu. Most American is only the no baba. And I missed it with the interpretation. I came back and I apologize for missing with the interpretation, and learned a lesson of always confirming a prophetic word for more than 5 times before I speak.
If you can Yapon the enton fahu.
Ye Ghana 31st January baba. Emma nipe nyina wodo woni nyobon.
Is this a BB?
Hello everyone, you're once again welcome to this channel. So today in an interview at Adom TV, the prophet ElBernard was questioned about a whole lot of things concerning his prophecies about Ghana, about Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong, and a whole lot of things. So during the conversation, one question popped up, and it was about he missing the presidential prophecy during the 2012 presidential election. So actually he prophesied that MPP is going to win the election, but then he missed it. And you know, this particular answer he gave and what he actually did after the prophecy got missed, I think it portrays a very good character or virtue that this prophet of God carries. He admitted that he misinterpreted the vision. He misinterpreted it, and he also went ahead to apologize to everyone, and he gave reasons why he misinterpreted it, and I think it's sound. So I'm reiterating what I've been sharing with most of us, those who have followed my video concerning some of these prophetic these prophecies about flag bearership and the presidential election and a whole lot of things. I always want everyone to know the differences between visions and prophecies. If you listen to the prophet very well, with this particular one, he didn't say that God said. He didn't say in the 2012 election, he didn't say that God said that NPP is going to be. He said he saw in a vision. He saw in a vision that the late John Atameus had passed on, and since he was going for the elections, or he would be going for the election with the former president Nana Akufo-Addo, then probably if the late Atamios professor is gone, then Akufo-Addo is going to be the next president. So he saw it in a vision. In fact, if you listen to him keenly, he said that what he said about MPP winning the election was in line or in continuation with the vision he was seeing about the death of Professor Evans Atamios. So he was communicating a vision. And visions are different from prophecies. So with visions, anything can happen. Visions are cheaply or easily prone to misinterpretation, just as the prophet of God has admitted. You see, we can be seeing a whole lot of things, but the understanding thereof might differ. And that's what most Ghanaians have to draw their attention to. And this thing doesn't, if someone sees a vision and communicated and it didn't actually happen, or maybe a different thing happens, that doesn't make the person a fake prophet or something like that. No, because visions are not prophecies. It is one thing to see a vision, and it is another thing for you to prophesy. So, but then there is a very thin line difference between prophecies and visions. Visions are what is being revealed to you, and prophecies are what God is saying concerning what is being revealed to you. Or probably God can tell you to say something without revealing anything to you. He will just speak to you, then you just speak it out. That's prophecy. But prophecies that comes with vision, then the understanding or the interpretation should be that God is revealing something to you, and this same God must tell you what it's supposed to happen or what it means. But most often than not, when we see or when prophets see, mostly they tend to miss the prophecy aspect of the visions they are seeing. And the prophet ElBernard admitted and said he misinterpreted the vision. So as at then, he didn't prophesy. It was a vision he was sharing. He was sharing the vision, and quite obviously it's sound. Looking at where he is coming from, the understanding he gave in respect to what he was seeing, it's very understandable that any other person can at least say the same thing. Because two people are going for a competition, and one is out, as in like one is dead. Then instead of the other one, he's supposed to champion or become the winner. So it happens. It happens. So I want you to understand that he didn't. But if he had said that God said MPP is going to win, then he would have said that he lied. Because God is not a man that he should lie. Neither is he the son of man that he should repent. Everything he says comes to pass. That is God for you. And that is when the prophecy is unconditional. Okay, when it's an unconditional prophecy, then fine. But he said that he misinterpreted the vision. So we have to take notice of something. Most of the people go for prophetic gatherings and meetings, they are over enthused with the fact that their names are mentioned, their numbers are mentioned, their ages are mentioned, their addresses. Visions are communicated. Things that they think is hidden is communicated to them or revealed to them. But they don't focus on what God is saying after all these things. Most often than not, these words of wisdom and words of knowledge, like when they are communicated or expressed in a prophetic gathering, they are not actually the focal point. The focal point is what God is saying. So for you to believe what God is actually saying concerning your life, your destiny, your future, or whatever, then God will let the prophet communicate some of these mysteries to you, some of these secrets to you, so that you know that indeed this same God that has revealed this secret to the prophet is the same God actually telling that this is what is going to happen to me in the womb of time. So what's the benefit of someone saying that he or she sees this about you, mentions your name, mentions your car number, mentions the attire you wore yesterday, the food you ate, your breakfast, your lunch? Like, what is the end result? You see, what is the end result? So the end result is what God is saying. And that is where Ghanaians must draw their attention. So if you go for a prophetic gathering and the prophet says a whole lot of mysteries about you, and they didn't say that God said this, make sure you ask the prophet, what is God saying concerning all these things that you've revealed about me? What is God saying? So back to Prophet ElBernard, he said that after admitting that he misinterpreted it, he also learned something from there, that henceforth he will confirm any prophetic word 5 times before he communicates it publicly, or mostly when it's in relation to public affairs or in connection to the nation. Then he will make sure that he sees it for 5 good times. And so in the previous election, 2024 election, the just ended election, he communicated, in fact, for over 15 times, he prophesied about NDC or His Excellency johnmahama becoming the president of Ghana, being sworn in as the president of Ghana from 2025. He said it severally. And now he's saying the same thing about Honorable Kennedy. You see, there is one thing that political parties have to understand, that these men of God are prophets. They communicate what they see. They are not hired by men. They are not appointed by men. They communicate what they see. So this is what the prophet is, what he's seeing, and he is communicating. If you believe him, fine. If you don't believe him, just let the word be. at the end of the day, we will see who will be victorious. But then, the reason why I want people who are in the camp of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong or other camp to take advantage is that I believe that God is communicating this thing through the prophet to help his children make the right decision and be on the right path. That is the essence of prophecy. Prophecies come to inspire you, to direct you, to put you on a particular course, to edify you, to exalt you, to comfort you. So to put you on a particular course. That's why everyone has to align according to the man of God. He said you have to align. Because one, he has learned from his mistakes for over 26 years doing this thing called prophetic or prophesying. He should have learned a whole lot of things. I mean, from his mistakes, and a whole lot. His upbringing in the spirit, his relationship with God. Such a prophet that even God told him for 19 good years he shouldn't travel to anywhere outside Africa. He should just be in Ghana, just be around, not to travel outside Africa. And he has hearkened to that, and he did exactly that. So when there are prophets and there are prophets, but what distinguishes one prophet to the other is the level of their submission to the dictates of the Spirit of God. And I think we have one of them being Prophet ElBernard. So anyone who is a politician and affiliated to the MPP party, align, just align, because for this man of God, upon learning through his mistakes and his flaws and everything, now mastering how to give some of these prophecies even nationally, which is all prophecies that are of national interest, to an extent that he has written a book, documented the visions and the prophecies, and he's communicated it from time to time to time. Come on, then you should know where he is coming from. So I also did this video just to prompt you that yes, he might have missed the 2012 presidential prophecy, but he has explained himself that he misinterpreted the vision, not the prophecy. He misinterpreted the vision. But then with this one, he is saying that it is a prophecy. God is saying that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong will be the flag bearer of the new patriotic party. And to me personally, I believe that concerning all the visions the prophet has seen, concerning the documentations he had made about the MPP flag bearership, and what other visions he has shared about how Ghana is going to be a great nation, and how entrepreneurs and businessmen are going to enter into the political field, and how Ghana is going to be fed up with political occupation. He gave a particular term for that. So like there's going to be a shift, and new faces are going to come, businessmen are going to come. He stated that he has given such a prophecy or such a vision, and everything, putting the dots together, it looks as though Kennedy Agyapong will be the president of the of Ghana in the year 2028. That's to my personal interpretation upon listening to everything that he has said so far. Because why is it, in one of the videos he made about the MPP flag bearership, he mentioned that during the 2024 elections, some MPP members or policies like he knows or he relates to came to him, and he told them that these 2024 elections we are going to lose. But then he advised them to get connected to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong and be in a scam. So my concern is that he telling these people to get connected to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong in an election year, which is 2024, confirming that MPP will lose, but then they should connect to Honorable Kennedy. Then it means that probably or surely Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is going to be the president of Ghana in the upcoming years. Maybe not 2028 election, because that's not what the prophet has said, but surely he's going to become that, the president in Ghana. And I also believe strongly that it will be this 2028 because in the vision he shared about the presidential seat, he said that the 2028 election will be like the hourglass, that one party will be, he didn't explain more, but then looking at my understanding, because he related it to, I think, 2020 election. I think he related it to the 2020 election, whereby, the party that won the presidential had to lose most of their seats to the opposition. So it's like presidential was one party and parliamentary to another party dominated. So I think that is going to be the same thing, but the other way around. Because that's what the prophet of God. So for 2028, we can't read a lot of meanings into it, because the prophet hasn't stated emphatically that this party or that party or this person or that person is going to win. But then he has just shared a vision. So now we are focusing on Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. So this is what the prophet of God has said. He is firm on his word. So it will be good for people who believe in his ministry and in the prophetic, and all would want to consider his prophecy to get connected to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, and the will of God will be established. And on the 31st of January 2026, we will all know whether the prophet of God lied or indeed God spoke to him to communicate to the MPP party. So God bless you. Stay tuned for more. Shalom.